Hackers in COD can now kick players from lobbies, LOL. So here's a video of a hacker just kicking people from the lobby, and you can see that they are in fact disconnected. Because cheaters, by the way, are no better. There were a ton of people tweeting like, oh, 5 days after the update and the cheaters are just as bad as they used to be. You might be seeing fewer complaints about it now, but the reason for that is a lot of streamers are just using console and they're doing console only ranked play, where there are fewer cheaters, but still probably lots. It's functioning. We've done it. We are live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast. I need a hat. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon, episode number 494, by the way. I'm joined by Tanner.
Put a little hat on the head, man. Yeah, put a little hat on that tiny head of yours.
Yeah, I'll go get one at some point. I won't. Welcome to the show. We've been gone for a week. Although we released an episode on Saturday, a Patreon bonus episode, going over Avalon. We were late to that party, by the way, and it has the most views of any episode we've done in a while. It's got like 2,000 on YouTube like 2 days ago, which is kind of crazy. But glad you guys liked it. Anyway, welcome to the show. Today, we have some stuff to talk about. We will have some announcements at the end of the program, so stick around for those if you're into them. But for now, we're going to get right into the meat and the potatoes. Sure, I'll get stung by a bug. Ow! In the webbing of my little toes. It's fine. Doesn't bug me at all. Anyway,
how'd that happen?
I don't know. Great question. Okay, yeah, welcome to the show. We did get some stuff. So we got mainly weapon balance, the new events live right now, and then some fun and exciting new cheats, and some other news and upcoming changes to get into. So starting off, we will get into the patch notes. So we got some for Warzone and of course for multiplayer, and we will start with the multiplayer ones. Multiplayer / zombies. So this was on the 3rd. Actually, we got one on Friday as well. So let's go take a look at that. January 31st. Ranked play, crossplay. Oh, there was like a weird issue that doesn't matter, where if you had crossplay on or off and you like whatever joined on people, it would auto turn it off or something. Of course, it's a buggy disaster that doesn't work well. They say they fixed this. I doubt it, but like just go turn the crossplay setting back on again. Well, it's an inexcusable issue, but like this is not going to get fixed, so just like turn it on, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, a couple other just looks like a bunch of bug fixes here. Not really going to go over any of that. The leaderboards have been added, by the way, on January 29th. I still don't know what these are, as distinct from like the combat record. Because doesn't the combat record tell you where you fall in like wins or whatever, as opposed to everyone else?
I really don't have a clue. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So whatever. Anyway, that's in, I guess, now. Some zombie stuff too. Bug fixes, map fixes. On the topic of the tomb, by the way, I haven't seen anything about it. I'm not super in those circles, to be fair, but have you?
It seems like it's not super well liked from what I've gathered. I played it once, wasn't interesting at all to me. You know what I've realized though is I like the maps that are outside, like fully outside, like Liberty Falls. You go in the inside areas of the tomb, and it's not interesting in there. I don't know what it is. It's just a cave. It kind of sucks. The screenshots made it look way more interesting than it was, in my opinion. I didn't do like any of the Easter egg stuff, none of that, so I can't speak on any of that. But the map itself, most of it sucks. However, the one outside area that's there is kind of cool because it's like multi-level. There are a lot of boxes and like little ledges that you can jump on and grab and jump off of. So it's kind of fun to just run around there and fight the zombies, but it's a small area and it's a circle. And that would get old doing that over and over again. But from what I've gathered, people, it's like a meh map to most people.
Map. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I've seen about the new zombies map is the new wonder weapon, the Staff of Ice, being used by an aimbotter on Rebirth Island, which is not a new zombies map. That's actually an existing map for a different game mode called Warzone, where you shouldn't be able to use the Staff of Ice. And he was aimbotting and killing people with it, obviously.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. So anyway, that was the January 31st patch. Nothing huge there. And then on the 3rd, which was on Monday, we had another one. Couple other things that look like the reset crossplay thing. They said they fixed it. That may or may not be true. Various stability fixes, vote to forfeit, couple other random things, closed an exploit, and that's kind of it. So not too much for either of us to say, honestly, on that. Now into the Warzone patch notes, which we will have more to say on. And there were likewise 2 patches. So first was on the 31st. Buy station locations across Urzikstan have been updated.
Oh my God, they did it. Wow.
This time for real. So by the way, in the season 2 patch notes on launch, they said they moved the buy stations. They didn't. They just didn't. And then it took them a couple of days to be able to do that. And the quality of this patch, their lack of being able to change buy stations is symbolic, emblematic even of that. Because the patch is not going super great. So we will talk about that in greater detail on Saturday. But for now, we can tell you this at least is actually true. Buy stations are now in different spots. And I expected that to feel more different, honestly. I think it's because we've been on this map. Yeah. I think it's because we've been on this map so long that it doesn't matter where the buys are. Nothing feels different anymore.
Correct. That's what I think it is. It doesn't matter if they swap buys now, because we've had buys swapped a few times on this map, so we're kind of used to it at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would be a lot more interesting, even in like Verdansk, if we had, if this had just changed after a season back on Verdansk. That'd be more interesting, of course. But
yeah, but like you said, it's like wherever the buys are now, they've been there before, or they've been close enough to there that we've already like used that drop spot dozens of times, like everyone. So it actually just doesn't feel as different as I was hoping it would. It's still nice that they did it. I'm glad they did it, but not that impactful at all. So anyway, Tracker is now properly unrestricted in ranked play. So they said they were going to let people use Tracker after they had changed it for ranked play on the launch of season 2. Guess what? They didn't. You still couldn't use it, but it was an updated perk. Now you can actually use it in ranked play. I don't think people use it anyway, to be clear, but you can now. So that's something. So anyway, and then they disabled the LTV while they investigate an issue. I don't know what that could be. So,
yeah, I haven't heard about an issue with that. I wonder what that is.
We may or may not find out. So anyway, moving on from that. They write a lot of words that are big and intimidating about Warzone ranked play. This is about crossplay and the ability to turn it on or off. And again, you can just like queue with your teammates, a bit of a quality of life thing. And now we had some weapon balance changes, some further weapon balance changes. Here's the big stuff. XM4 was nerfed the sequel a lot. Nerfed such that it is no longer worth using. I could read you guys all the numbers. I won't though. But like they further, because remember there was a nerf on the launch of season 2 to the minimum damage range and some other things. They've now nerfed the up close and medium damage range damage values, which is a big deal. 100 round mag, they added a much larger, sprint to fire penalty. The buffer weight stock, which is the low recoil one everyone uses, they added a ton of penalties to that. And they reduced the amount of recoil that it helps you control. So this gun is officially chalked. It's not so bad that you can't use like the ground loot one. The ground loot one's still pretty good. They didn't touch the fire rate. And the brunt of the penalties were targeted toward the problematic attachments. Because again, that really was the problem with the XM4. It wasn't so much the gun itself, although it was partially that. It was mostly the 100 round mag existing and not having enough penalties, and the buffer weight stock, which was unique for that AR. So
yeah,
they targeting their nerfs there is kind of smart, because then when you find the ground loot ones, you're not like totally screwed. But yeah, no one's using it anymore, which is quite nice.
A lot of people, actually, I noticed today were running it often. It was always
Terrible
on the people we
players
killed.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would find them all the time, like, oh my god, everyone is still running the XM4, but they were all bad because, like, obviously they were the people we killed. I don't think I died to one. Yeah. But it's kind of one of those things where a lot of people just like those low recoil guns. So maybe some of these other people, they tried some of the other guns, like the Model L or something, and they're like, oh, this has way too much recoil. I'm just gonna go back to the XM4. So yeah. Keep using it. Make it easier to kill you, man.
Please keep using it. Yeah. So our live has now been restricted.
Has it?
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, whatever.
It might be for saying the word kill, honestly.
No, it was for vaping. That's what it said.
Oh, yeah.
That's on TikTok, by the way, for those of you listening on apps. We're live streaming on TikTok now. I guess that could be one of the announcements we list here. But anyway, yeah. That is cool. I'm glad they did it. They needed to do it.
Yeah.
And now what are people using is the real question. People were going through a couple of options. It seemed like a lot of people were trying the aims, and the Goblin was getting some attention as well, because I believe it had actually gotten buffed on the launch of season 2. But everyone's now settled on the Model L, which does appear to be, in my opinion, the best option. I tried the Goblin. I don't know, man. That's one thing where, like, if I was on KBAM still, keyboard and mouse, I might actually have tried it for more. But, well, I mean, it impacts you more. I don't know. It's just not worth using semi-auto, I don't think, frankly.
It's too difficult to use. Breadman's been using it for a while. He was using it since, like, the launch of the game, actually. He used it a lot in season 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did get a small buff in season 2, and that's why more people are trying it out now.
I would say you guys probably should just skip it. Unless you're very good, it's going to be just too hard to use.
I agree.
I will say, though, the game I was using it, if you did get someone running in a straight line away from you or towards you, or standing still, obviously, this is kind of true for every gun, but if you can hit all your shots on someone, it does fry. It kills really fast. Like, you can get quick downs. And I've died to one guy using it, and it bugged me. But overall, not worth using.
Too difficult.
And yeah, the time to kill difference isn't worth it, basically. Yeah, mid-range on it could be nuts. Like, I could see a Goblin with like a red dot, an Otero or something for like Rebirth or Area 99 actually going crazy. But for big map, yeah, it's just not worth it. Everyone seems to be using the Model L. In my experience, by the way, if you guys are switching to the Model L, it does have more recoil than the XM4 used to, because you don't have the buffer weight stock. So that is going to take some getting used to. Or the better option, instead of controlling recoil, which is cringe, change your zoom. So like on the XM4, I was using the 3X. If you were using a 3X or a 2X, you're going to notice a lot more recoil at the Model L doing that. So go to a red dot. Otero red dot is like the popular streamer one. And then the recoil feels the same as an M4 did with a 3x. So you lose some range, but you get, you know, easy to control recoil. So I think that's the option right now. Slumped Beef with the 2 roses on TikTok. I know exactly what those do for us, by the way.
Yeah.
Slumped Beef, if you could tell me what the fuck a rose does or is, I would appreciate it. I'm assuming it's money of some kind. I don't know. Thank you for doing that, because you could have given your roses to anyone, but you gave them to us.
Yeah, thanks for the rose, man.
Valentine's Day is coming up, so save up another bouquet of those.
It's nothing, yeah.
It's nothing. Okay, yeah. Got it, Slumped Beef. All right, well, we're both experts in what roses do.
1,000 diamonds are worth $5. So thanks for nothing, Slumped Beef. Don't send them next time.
What's a rose worth?
It's the same thing. It's just a diamond.
Oh.
Because look at our live metrics. We now have 2 diamonds, so it has to be that.
Oh, okay. And we need 500 or 1,000. You said
1,000 is $5. So
wow.
We've received something from Slump Beef.
Okay.
It's worth $5. It's probably $5 towards the TikTok shop. So got it.
Yeah, it's some store credit. Yeah.
Communist flag to hang on my wall, maybe.
Yeah. We love China here. So anyway, thank you for that. So anyway, yeah. Model L seems to be the long range weapon. So yeah, don't use that. Next is SMG attachments. Muzzle flash visibility improved when ADSing for all BO6 subs.
Just not true at all. Yeah, not true whatsoever. It's fake as fuck.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Get the PPSH in the gulag and shoot it and let me know if they reduced it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
realistically they did, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's still way too much. So they probably did reduce it by like 5 or 10%, but there's way too much to begin with.
Yeah. It's not a substantial reduction. It's, as J-Rock would say, a step in the right direction, but not enough. So, whatever. Anyway, Jackal was nerfed a little more. A little slower ADS time, although you don't notice it, and a tiny bit less sprint to fire speed, which you likewise do not notice at all. So the Jackal is still definitely usable and viable, but it's not what people are using anymore, because of a couple other things. But here the PPSH was buffed actually again. It got its damage range increased, and its second damage range actually 1 more point of damage, which is pretty interesting. And then it also got a leg multiplier buff and some recoil help. This gun is definitely usable. It's not bad. Time to kill wise, it's quite good, and it does have some pretty good damage range compared to other BO6 subs. I think the problem with it, honestly, is it's just visual shake and recoil, and the reload is extremely slow. The reload is extremely slow, and the fire rate is extremely fast. So if you put on like the, 55 round drum, which is extended mags too, it's the largest mag you can get. Those 55 bullets do not go a long way. Like, you have to, the fire rate's so fast, you're going to chew through it. And then you have to reload, and it takes a long time. And the animation versus when you actually have finished reloading are not synced up at all. So if you do use this, you will think you have finished reloading, but actually you didn't, and it gets you killed at least 5 times before you figure that out, which is incredibly annoying. So for that reason, I don't think this is actually a very good SMG, honestly, even though on paper it looks like it would be, because of that reload speed. Shit is ass. So what most people are using now is the C9 or the KSV. And I think the KSV is the ticket, because it's got a faster fire rate than the C9, great irons, and the time to kills on them are similar.
Yeah. I think the KSV feels better, but with the red dot. The C9 irons are clean. The KSVs are meh. little iffy. Not terrible, little iffy though, but KSV does feel a lot better to me.
Yeah.
Than the C9.
Those are the two popular ones though, so I would recommend you guys go to those. And then some bug fixes. Here we go. Let's see.
The first one has to be a lie. Fixed an issue that prevented players from joining their friend's party due to an error that stated they were on a different version. That's been a bug for 5 years, so there's no way they just randomly fixed it 2 days ago.
There was a particularly bad version of this that I think they did fix, where it was like literally every game someone would have to relaunch. Like it was a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a recurring problem. It will come up again. Yeah. But that's, I mean, fine. That does appear to be better. Fixed an issue that prevented players from hearing enemy self-revive audio. I don't know if this is true.
That's not. There was that guy literally today. There were 2 guys today that they died with a smoke on their body, and I run up and I don't hear anything, and then they're just sitting there self-reviving and didn't hear a sound ever.
Classic.
So maybe the range is really, really short. Not sure, but there was like one guy that you had downed when we were over by military, over by the water. You downed him. I was sprinting up to him because I was already close, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's probably gonna self. I'll shoot him." And he's just laying there selfing as I'm shooting him.
Classic.
So, yeah, it just wasn't making sound at all.
Yep. Yeah. So, not surprised, and none of you should be surprised either. But okay, so that's a lie. Fixed an issue causing players to move at slower than intended speeds on ascenders. They did fix that. How they broke it is a separate question that I don't know, but they may or may not have. No, they did fix that one actually. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it for that. And then we got another patch on the 3rd. The Weaver Repairman Operator skin has been disabled. Any guesses in the chat as to why that's the case? Because this is the invisible skin that's been invisible the entire time, and they said they fixed it like 4 times now. And it, by the way, it's not fixed. So they just took it out. Here's the thing. Good. If you can't fix the skin, the invisible skin, and once again, it's important to see people in a first-person shooter game, right? If you can't fix it, which they tried and failed to do lots and lots, just disable it. Remove it. This should have been the first thing they did. Disable it while we fix it, try to fix it, and then relaunch it once it's fixed, obviously. But just keep in mind, they said they've fixed this minimum 3 times now. Cool. But Verdansk will save Warzone, guys. It won't come with a whole new fucking slew of bugs at all.
No, it won't. Not at all.
Fuck, it won't. No. So anyway. Adjusted challenge. Okay. And then some weapon balance. The Model L leg multipliers increased from 0.88 to 1.0. This is the big reason I think why everyone got on the Model L. Because that's actually a big deal for your primary. Because if you're shooting people far away, you're going to be aiming center mass, but you are going to hit legs pretty often. Like it's going to happen. So having 12% more damage when that occurs is a pretty big deal. In conjunction with all the other nerfs that, like, you know, the M4 got. So this seems to be the ticket for sure. And then the Jackal was nerfed more. Its mid damage range is now really bad. So the Jackal's not worth using at all anymore. I take back what I said earlier. 35 to 31 damage in its second damage range. Do not use it. And then the KSV was buffed, which is why people are using it. 1 extra point of damage in its second damage range, and a little more damage range, though not too much. Oh, and more damage in its third damage range. So yeah, and a little more bullet velocity. So KSV appears to be the ticket. That's what it feels like to me, certainly. So keep that in mind. And then besides that, the Fang, which is the new LMG that no one ever uses, by the way.
Yeah.
Got its damage ranges increased, its leg multi 20% higher, and a little more bullet velocity. Does that make it worth using? Probably not. Probably not. Although, its first damage range is 50 meters without attachments. So, again, like we were talking about with the Goblin, on Rebirth, or I could see this being pretty good, honestly. Put on a reinforced barrel, make that first damage range like 58 meters.
But you're also like that whole damage range, you're going to kill slower than like most other guns up to 30 meters or something, maybe even 35, getting into 40. That's kind of the issue.
Is that true? I wonder what an AR's first damage range damage values are.
Well, I'm just wondering what the actual time to kill is up to 50 meters.
That is the question, isn't it? In either case, not really worth using.
Oh, it's pretty, that's actually a lot better than I thought it'd be. 781. Let's do combo shot. 781 milliseconds. That's actually
not
lot
bad.
Better than I thought it would be. Yeah.
That's not bad for full plated. Yeah. I haven't used this gun, especially with attachments, so I can't like speak to it, but it's just people would be using it if it was as good as it sounds like it might be on big map. So I suspect the handling is bad, or the recoil. Yeah, something like that.
By the way, True Game Data is also just not up to date because he doesn't update his website.
Or a good website, yeah.
Yeah, so
bad website.
Yeah. So who knows? He doesn't
bad
update
owner.
it ever. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah. So anyway, I got buffed a little bit, and then some more bug fixes. Oh. Fix an issue preventing players from canceling their plating with quick fix equipped. I swear to God, this happened to me. I didn't realize it though. I thought it was a skill issue, but it was the fucking game. I've been running quick fix because they finally fixed it, asterisk, as I've now learned. And I was trying to cancel my plating and I couldn't. And then I died, obviously. And I got annoyed, but I was like, I don't know, maybe I didn't press Y enough. I didn't. It was the game's fucking fault, of course. So quick fix was still bugged. That's cool. It may or may not be fixed now. I don't know. I haven't noticed that issue since they released this, so maybe it's fixed. Fixed additional collision issues on Urzikstan that allowed players to exploit geography. Okay. And that is pretty much it. And those were the patches. So obviously the big news there is that they did weapon balance finally. And of everything that happened in season 2, the real big thing was fixing a couple key bugs, quick fix, not having my gun. Oh wait. I'll save that. When you jump off a parachute, or a ladder, excuse me, you insta parachute. Those key bug fixes, which are actually fixed, weapon balance, and maybe moving the buy stations around, although even that doesn't feel like that big of a deal. And that's kind of it with season 2. And the crossplay thing, I guess, for people who are ranked players who are willing to play on console. Besides that, not much has changed. Not much has really changed for the better either. Because we have some hidden patch notes we'll get into. But before we do, actually we'll talk about them now. Hidden patch notes. One of the things they had done in season 2, they said, is fix the parachute audio where you'll hear it from like really far away or something. And they did do that, but now the audio is just a little too quiet. Parachutes specifically, I think, are probably fine, but dive bombing is still silent. And the velocity you get from finishing a dive bomb means that people can now dive on me, pull their chute, and start shooting me even faster. and more quietly, which is not great. And they also broke the zipline audio. It's genuinely broken. It is so quiet. If you're in our Discord, you can go to the Discord and see in Cat Piss Deaths, I'm on the roof in Popov, the big roof. Someone zips up fucking 20 meters from me, walks up to me and kills me. Don't hear him at all. That guy was also cheating, by the way. But I didn't clip it because he was cheating. I clipped it because I should have heard him coming, and I didn't. I would have heard him before season 2, but now I don't. That's the most annoying thing. This was a problem that was fixed, right? And then we got a new patch where they fixed other bugs, but then introduced or reintroduced old ones. Bugs me. So that's a new hidden patch note. Here's another hidden patch note, a sinister new bug, where for no rhyme or reason, you will sometimes just not be able to switch your gun. Just can't switch it. When does this happen? No one knows. Is it tied to something? No one knows. There will be times where I can switch my gun. There will be times when I can't. And then when the times that I can't, I just spam it until I can. And there's no like trick. It's not like, oh, go prone and that fixes it. No. It's just random. The input just randomly stops working and then will randomly start working again. That's an important big deal, by the way, especially when I take out my tack knife, Omni movement, so I can tack sprint unlimitedly. Oh, so exciting new feature. And then I get caught with my cleaver out, right? And I can't switch my gun. I'm dead. Cool. Okay. Season 2 exclusive new hidden patch note bug. Are there new bugs? Yeah, almost certainly. I can't think of any at this moment, but that's the biggest deal as far as new bugs are concerned. And this ties in exactly to, everyone in the pre-show's already heard this, what we told you guys was going to happen, which is season 2 is going to come out. Don't be excited because all of these things they say they're going to fix, they're not going to fix all of them. And they're going to reintroduce new bugs, which they have. And then we're just playing bug roulette, where you hope that the new bugs aren't that big of a deal. Because if they're not, fine. If they are, like I can't switch my gun, then does it matter that they fixed old bugs that were a big deal, but now there's new ones that are a big deal? Because, hey, when I can't pull out my gun, that's a huge deal, right? Because I need my gun to shoot in the first-person shooter game.
Yeah.
And I can't use it.
That's fairly important.
Because the devs are dog shit. Bad. Not good. So that's like the biggest new bug. What did you say? Sorry?
They're chipping away at it. It gets a little better every update. Things are on the up and up, man. Don't worry.
That's the thing. Does it get better every update?
It gets different.
It gets different, sure, yeah. Because I was hearing people a lot better before season 2. The meta was boring. The wall banging shit was boring. That was another big impactful change, by the way, actually. Season 2, you can't wall bang everything anymore.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing.
Huge.
That's a good thing. But like, is it that much different? Or excuse me, is it that much better? I don't know, man. I can't switch my gun. Pretty terrible stuff.
Yeah. I like the not being able to wall bang though, because now instead of getting shot through an AC unit on a roof, now I just can't lay prone in time, so I die before I'm able to go prone behind that AC unit. So again, the game's not better, it's not worse, it's different. Instead of dying through it, I can't do anything but die, because I can't go prone in the game, because it takes way too long, because it's a bad game, yeah.
Right, yeah. Why is this not working? Why is the chat overlay not working now? Was it working when I was on the big screen? It is working when I'm on the big screen.
Mm-hmm. It was working fine.
Is it just too low?
It's something for sure.
Yes. That was the problem. Okay. Okay. So anyway, yeah. I actually probably need to do this. Hold on. Where did I have it for here? Sorry, guys. We switched things. Why would this... I don't understand computers at
now,
all.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that is, but I'm wondering, like, is the alert box under... Yeah, I need to just pull this down a lot. So hold on.
Do a little pull down.
Yeah, sorry.
Is it just me or are all long-range ARs trash? I get 95 hit markers and the guy runs away. I wouldn't say I get a bunch of hit markers. I would just say, if anything, I miss a lot more shots now. Because the guns that are meta have a little bit more recoil than the XM4 did. So that's how I feel, which it is a little frustrating at times, but then you got to remember you're also not getting laced across the map anymore to a no recoil XM4. So it balances out. You know, I like it.
Yeah.
I still do wish I was able to run a 3x optic on the Model L and hit a few more shots at long range, but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to see a different weapon meta. That's like one of the good things, for sure. By the way, Slump Beef, thank you for 1,000,000 roses. And Pepsi Max for all the items as well. That's a lot of... Man. So almost a dime. We're not making fun of you. We're making fun of the platform. We appreciate it. Actually, it's fine. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, it did get boring after season 1. I, of course, agree with that. But thank you, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Ramin, try not using a zoom optic. Use a red dot instead. Because it just has too much recoil for a zoom optic. The Model L, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, I mean... Yeah, so like I said, exactly what was going to happen is in fact what's happening. We're playing bug roulette now. So there are definitely other bugs right now that are season 2 exclusives, but none of them are as big of a deal as the can't swap weapons thing. So we could have won the bug roulette and we'd be in a lot better of a spot now, but it wouldn't be because the game would be less buggy. It would rather be because the new bugs are not as bad as the old bugs. And this trend will continue all year. Bug roulette. It's not if the update is buggy or introduces new ones. The question is, how bad are those bugs? And how bad are the bugs from before that they fixed? And are we on balance better? Fun. Fun. So anyway, those are some hidden patch notes. I'm sure there are more. Big ones we will bring up to you guys as they come. So in terms of other new updates to the game, the just went live today. Some event, the Terminator event. So double XP on everything. The Terminator event. So now when you open a box in Warzone, a skull will come out and scream at you at the top of its lungs very loudly.
A lot of noise, yeah. It's really fun, yeah.
Really fun and exciting stuff there.
I love when they do that.
Yeah, it's great when they do that. Yeah, it's one of your favorite things. So, that's cool. It isn't, but okay. And how many times have they done this? At least they're not massive, but they are loud and it's annoying. But then another thing that came of this is the AEK full auto conversion kit. So the AEK was the marksman, or I think marksman rifle, burst fire. It was the absolute most overpowered gun in multiplayer when it came out, BO6, and they eventually nerfed it. But that's the gun, for those of you who might have forgotten, the AEK. And now there is, yeah, like a conversion kit, or I think it's just a part, whatever, that you can, it's a fire mod that makes it full auto. Good idea. How is it? I don't know. I haven't been able to use it. But Jod, some of you know him as JGod, has tweeted, he's tested today. 871 millisecond time to kill at long range and 804 millisecond up close time to kill in Warzone with a max magazine of 45. Pretty good bullet velocity, but recoil's a bit aggressive. Probably fun to use at mid-range, but not an AMAX, sadly, is what JGod says. That makes perfect sense. If it has a lot of recoil and an 871 millisecond long-range time to kill, why on earth would I use that? and a 45 round mag. So that's unfortunate, but if you were like itching to use that, chill.
Yeah. Yeah, Cope, I think, tried it that one game or started to, and he's like, yeah, there's a lot of recoil on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
Anyway, that's it for updates. We do have some news and upcoming changes, though. First thing I want to show you guys here. We have a little tweet from Charles Intel. He tweeted this on the 1st of February. Hackers in COD can now kick players from lobbies, LOL. So here's a video of a hacker just kicking people from the lobby, and you can see that they are in fact disconnected. Cool. So that's fun and exciting. And par for the course. Because cheaters, by the way, are no better. There were a ton of people tweeting like, oh, 5 days after the update and the cheaters are just as bad as they used to be. You might be seeing fewer complaints about it now if you're on Twitter or whatever. But the reason for that is a lot of streamers are just using console and they're doing console only ranked play, where there are fewer cheaters, but still probably lots, because there were 6,000 Cronus Zens bought on Amazon in the United States in the past 30 days. And they're not using them for Red Dead Redemption. So keep that in mind. But anyway, probably better to play on console. There are still a lot of cheaters. After Charlie Intel tweeted that video, Activision, he tweeted this. Activision tells us that this hack, where you can kick players from the lobby, or the video, is from the Black Ops 6 beta and has since been fixed. Okay. Here's the exact statement that Activision made. The recent video showing a cheat-based kick is from the beta and was addressed prior to the November BO6 launch. The team is always investigating claims of cheat-based kicks, but this video does not represent the current live game. Then Charlie Intel tweeted again the next day. In regards to the hack that let hackers kick people from Call of Duty lobbies, Activision says they're investigating newer clips to ensure it's patched. So Charlie Intel puts out a video of people kicking others from the lobbies by cheating. Activision says, oh, don't worry about it. We fixed that. That video's from the beta. And then Charlie's like, cool. Here's a video from today of people also doing it. So why did Activision in the first place say, oh, we fixed it? That video's from the beta. If the cheat isn't fixed, don't bring up that the video's from the beta, because that cheat is still in the game. It bugs me. This is what Activision does. They lie by omission, and they tell half-truths, and they obfuscate. That is a perfect example. The cheat is still in the game, but the video's from the beta, so you can say, oh, that doesn't represent the live game, because that's from an old update. The cheat's still in the game, but that's from an old video. Why the fuck did you bring it up then, Activision? So luckily, Charlie Intel had receipts, and here's what Activision has now said. The original clip was confirmed to be from the beta and featured an issue that the team has since fixed. The Ricochet anti-cheat team, which doesn't exist, Skeleton Crew, has launched a full-scale investigation on the newly shared community clips, including a detailed examination of game data to identify any circumvention against previous security updates. We'll act against accounts or whatever. How faithful are you guys that matters?
Yeah, that's super great.
So anyway, cheating is just as bad. Yeah. Tanner and I played this afternoon. How many games was I on for? 4? And we saw 3 obvious,
3,
definite
4.
cheater teams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think just more than that.
Blatant.
But definitely 3 that were extremely blatant in Publix lobbies.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of them now are just going real blatant again. Like, we had people that it felt like for like the last year they had been hiding it more. And it's like, well, this guy's walling. But now it really does feel like Verdansk, where everyone's just like spin botting, essentially, just tracking you perfectly through walls, just blatant aim botting. Everyone on your team reports them. Nobody gets a ban report. I posted a clip. When did I run into that cheater? Yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. 2 days ago, I think. I think like Tuesday or something. Tuesday morning, I was playing solos and died to a guy aimbotting.
A crazy clip, by the way.
I reported him Tuesday morning, blatant aimbotting. It's Thursday midday, and I haven't got a ban report.
Yeah.
So do we not get ban reports anymore, or is just nobody getting banned? We'll never know.
Yeah, interesting. By the way, Jake, and I just saw your chat. I need to say this for everyone. Apparently, the weapon swap thing is tied to quick fix. So if you're experiencing that weapon swap bug, honestly, I believe it, because quick fix is their kryptonite. They can't figure it out. So you couldn't interrupt plating with quick fix. It didn't work. And now you can't switch your guns when you're using quick fix. Quick fix will never work this year. It's just that simple.
Stop using quick fix.
It's actually just that simple. It's so gross. So, okay, good comms though, Jake. And I believe that that's true. So stop using quick fix, because not being able to swap my weapons is not worth it at all. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, I don't know, the cheat thing where people are kicking others from lobbies. They say they're working on it. I doubt it, but like, I just wanted to point out how insane that exchange was. So anyway, we got a couple other things. What do you got for us, Tanner? I'll be right back.
Yeah, kind of the last thing here. I took a little peek at Steam charts before the pod just to kind of see where the numbers were at. You can go to Steam charts, Call of Duty, and you can search how many active players are playing the game at that exact moment in the last 24 hours, last 30 days, last month, last year on Steam only, the Steam platform, which of course the lowest player counts of all the platforms, obviously. Lower than Battle.net, lower than console, definitely. So Call of Duty average player counts on Steam are now at the second lowest ever in a 1 month period since they started tracking this, which was in October of 2022. The second lowest. So 57,000 average players in the last 30 days playing the game at one time. 57,000 average on Steam. Keep in mind, too, this is Call of Duty, so this is also Black Ops 6. This is people playing zombies. This is people playing Warzone. So that's not even like the number playing Warzone on Steam. It's far less than that. So 57,000 players in the last 30 days. The only month with lower average player counts was September of 2023, which was Warzone 2. A random month at the end of Warzone 2's life cycle. So let me be clear. The number of people playing the game right now on Steam, less than almost the entirety ever during Warzone 2. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, the player counts on console are still high, but there are also no other games to play on console. So that makes sense. Call of Duty, no matter how bad it ever is, will always be in the top on the console charts because console doesn't have games to play. So pretty crazy stuff. So my guess is before Verdansk come out, we will hit the lowest average player counts we've ever had on Steam. We're definitely going to hit it. I don't know if that'll be before Season 2 Reloaded or after, but sometime in the next 30 days, I guarantee you we're going to hit the bottom. So, yeah, a little sad there. I really wish we could see the whole numbers for everything else. I'm just curious, like, how many people are like, actually on console. I want to know the numbers so bad. But, yeah, so that was crazy. I think it's fallen to number 12 on Steam now. Here, I'm going to pull up the tweet from Charlie until they tweeted about it again. For the week of January 25th, which was, so January 18th to the 25th. So keep in mind, this is also like more than 2 weeks ago now. Call of Duty fell to number 2 on PlayStation 5 and stayed at number 1 on Xbox in terms of active players. So Fortnite ended up overtaking it on PlayStation. And yeah, COD is now... Oh, this is crazy. I didn't know this even. Actually, when it says Call of Duty, that's hold on. That's Warzone, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and BO6. That's all of those games. That makes sense because it's all under Call of Duty and it's all been in the same shared like engine. But I forgot about that, honestly. I was kind of thinking it was just BO6, but it's everything on COD HQ. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Fell to number 12 on Steam.
Yeah,
beaten out by Heroes of Hammer Watch 2, which I know exactly.
I'm an expert on Heroes of Hammer Watch 2. Yeah.
So cool stuff there, man.
Great stuff.
The game feels extremely dead. Granted, we are playing unranked Urzikstan, which most people are not. You get the same players every single lobby. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It's the same players. You can have a 4-stack queuing quads on Urzikstan, and it will take still 2 minutes to find a match.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I ran into the same guy cheating 2 games in a row a couple days ago, playing solos. Keep in mind, that guy was blatant aimbotting Urzikstan solos. What are we doing, bud?
Cheaters are crazy. Yeah.
Cheat somewhere else.
I was saying the same thing today. It's like, dude, why are you cheating in Publix quads? What are we doing? It's, by the way, if I see a cheater,
grind for iridescent.
Yeah, go ruin ranked. Yeah, because I refuse to play ranked because of gas grenades. Like, actually, I don't care. Don't want to play it because they still just are way too powerful. But if I am going to see a cheater, I'd rather see them in solos, because when you see 4 stacks of cheaters, that's like 4 people cheating who have little cheater friends, and that bothers me. I would expect most cheaters to be in solos, honestly, because they're antisocial, not good at the game, not really good at anything, but also they play video games a lot, and they do that because they're, acoustic, unattractive, unathletic, pale, which is fine. The pale part only. And so, you would expect them to see them in solos, but like quads really bothers me. How do you not have more shame? Anyway, I don't know, but yeah, like cheating's just as bad. Yeah. And that's why, by the way, I want you guys to remember this moment. The next time there's a Ricochet community update blog post fucking paragraph in some set of patch notes, this is why it is a complete fucking waste of time to ever read that shit. It doesn't matter. They could say all they want. Oh, we improved the doohickey Billy Bob protocol to help cheaters more and detections, and then other tech buzzwords that don't mean anything. And then it doesn't mean anything. Exactly as we're seeing now. There are still lots of cheaters. Actually, there are more cheaters today, for me anyway, in pubs Urzikstan than before season 2. So, you know what that probably is a consequence of? Console only. Every player who can is playing crossplay off. So now there are fewer legitimate players in my lobby. Which increases the chance of me seeing a cheater. Yum. So, but yeah,
well, that's
like
ranked only though, so
that is ranked only. That's true, but there could have been people who were avoiding ranked, because it was so cheater infested. But now they're playing it on console only. Yeah, so they're not in my lobbies anymore. Which so I don't know.
Actually,
I think
that's
that might
what
be
I would
part
be
of it.
doing. That's just I would just be playing ranked on console. Actually, your lobbies will be easier because you won't have to deal with cheaters. That is the move. Don't even play pubs. True. It's kind of funny when you think about it that way. If you're on console, you run into less cheaters now playing ranked than an unranked match. Actually, yeah. So, it having very few players on Steam is just not surprising to me at all. Because look at the state of the game. It deserves less, far less. Yeah, it deserves to be outside of the top 10 on console.
Terrible stuff is what I would say. Yeah.
Really bad
really
stuff,
terrible stuff. So that's pretty much it. We do have some announcements, but I don't know. As far as season 2 goes, and looking forward in season 2, it's now just going to be a slog. So, can I swap weapons soon? Are they going to make zips louder again? And even if they did all of that, how many cheaters am I going to see, man? How many cheaters? And you know where cheaters are probably the worst? Not console only, ranked play. I bet you that is a joke. I actually should go watch like Huskers or something. Someone who's not console only right now play ranked and see how many cheaters they run into. Because it is probably a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, bring back Verdansk, though. That's what I always say.
Oh, yeah.
Just hire that guy on Twitter. What's his name? Gamer Doc or something?
The Gamer Doc, maybe? Yeah.
Something like that.
Might be. Something like that.
Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah, we will have a lot more to say on Saturday, where we'll talk like second impressions of the season, talk more about the new weapon meta, and it might even get shaken up in the meantime, although I doubt it. It's possible. And give you guys some other kind of thoughts, tips, tricks. Something else I want to try is Resurgence some more, particularly Rebirth after season 2. Because they said they fixed the lighting on inside buildings on Rebirth. They certainly didn't on Urzikstan. I posted an insane clip, by the way, in our Discord. You guys can go see. I died with some guy because he's invisible, 1 foot from me. Like, it's so insane. But they said they fixed that on Rebirth only, which bothers me in and of itself, but whatever. Curious to see what that's like some more, because I have played after that, but not very much. So we'll talk probably some about that as well. And then I also think I'm going to hit a lick on Area 99, because there's probably no one cheating on that map, because it isn't fun. So, anyway.
Yeah, even cheaters wouldn't have fun there.
Yeah, exactly. Couple announcements before we go. We got no new patrons, so we really got to mix that up. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the show. Ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and bonus episodes. And speaking of bonus episodes, we did just do one. It was a behind-the-scenes episode about my trip to California, mostly. Well, it was about a lot.
Get behind those scenes. Get behind the curtain.
We ran the gamut, as they say. But we did our behind-the-scenes ep for our Damascus patrons. It was cool. I went back to California. Crazy difference in those areas. But if you guys want to hear all about that, that's in there. And then we also talked about some other stuff, behind the scenes stuff for the podcast specifically. I don't recall exactly what, but a couple interesting things if you guys are into that. That is now live. As far as other bonus eps, we will be recording one next week, almost certainly, for all of our patrons. So keep your little eyeballs peeled for that. And yeah, we are now also streaming vertically on TikTok for now.
So vertically, huh?
If one of you who's already listens is insane enough to want to watch on TikTok live, you can now do that. If you guys have any TikTok live tips, I'm curious to hear them. Or if we should be streaming somewhere else live vertically. Because we could do Instagram, we could do YouTube Shorts, we could keep doing TikTok, whatever else does vertical. I think those are the big three. Any input we would take, let us know. Yeah. Little tiny panda with a $10 super chat. Here you are, since no one paid for the excellent, perfect Patreon that's worth all the money. Heart. Yeah. Panda! Thank you very much, King. You're a god. Thank you, buddy, for the 10 USD super chat. Yeah, that's a jawed move right there. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. One of our top super chatters, by the way, is little tiny panda. W Panda. One of our favorite animals, by the way.
Is it?
And it so happens to be the national animal of China.
Oh,
And that's a complete coincidence. But it is one of my favorite animals.
I love pandas.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a bog standard animal. Little tiny panda, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. And also, we got a donation from Joshua C. over at thedropshot.com for 20 United States dollars. There was a message attached, and I'm ignoring it.
Got lost in the mail.
It got lost in the mail. Are you buzzed, Josh?
Do you think this is Dick's grandson?
It could be.
Yeah.
It's possible.
You don't
If
see that
it
too
is,
often, huh?
this should have been a 20,000 United States dollar donation because that guy is rich. Shout out to Halliburton. Anyway, thank you, Josh. Get scammed, by the way. And we appreciate it. 20 United States dollar donation. That's it. We will be back on Saturday. Hit the like button. And Activision devs so obviously do not play their own game.
Yeah, it sucks.